Yo, welcome back to the Audio Theory Podcast. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button. What's good, Danny? How have you been?
I've been good, dude. Happy belated St. Patty's Day. My boy wore green just for all the Irish fans we have, all three of them in Dublin.
Actually, an accident, but I'm glad it worked out that way.
Did you do anything for St. Patty's Day yesterday? And we're recording the day after St. Patty's Day.
We did not. My wife just realized it was, I think, like Sunday night. And then she told me. So I literally had like no idea that it was St. Patty's Day.
When was the last year, or was there ever a year you actually like went all out for St. Patty's Day?
The funny thing is, so I'm looking at this picture frame. I can pull it up in a second, but it's from when I first started dating my wife, which was around this time, I think. Yeah, like 12 years ago ish. Don't remember the exact year, but we're both wearing green, and I think that's literally the last time we did anything.
Really?
Yeah. So if you can see, it's right here, the top photo.
Oh yeah, that's too. Yeah, her shirt is too.
I don't
green
even own that shirt anymore.
Yeah, but her shirt is too green for that not to be like for a special occasion or something.
Right.
Yeah, dude. I wonder because like, dude, like I don't know because we're a certain age, but I have like people on my Instagram or timeline of like a similar age, and like they're going ham for St. Patty's Day. I'm like, bro, the last time that I actually like was excited about this shit had to be like, I don't know, maybe 11 years ago, 10 years ago. You know what I mean? I feel like when you're like, I feel like the last time I truly enjoyed that holiday was like when you're a newly free adult from college, you have a little change in your pocket, and the idea of just getting obliterated drunk with no worries sounds phenomenal. But like, as like a 30-plus-year-old to go like to the local whatever bar crawl it is for St. Patty's Day, I'm like, oh, I can just get drunk at home, bro. Like that shit sounds awful.
No, and I've never been a fan of like Irish pubs and shit. And then I just realized that you probably weren't even aware, but I was in LA, so I had a quick trip to LA that I had
this past
planned
weekend?
a couple weeks ago. Yeah, this past weekend, because a friend of mine, we found out one of his parents passed away.
Oh, so sorry, bro.
Hadn't seen him in like 12 years, but
wow,
in a weird way, it reconnected him with two of my close friends who also live in LA. So we all hung out for the weekend, and it was nice. The mood wasn't somber, I guess. It was more of like a celebration of life, I guess you could say. So
nice. Any day, and you just were able to show up for your boy. That's yeah, man, shitty circumstances, but sometimes like life has a weird way of making that shit work out. But yeah, cool. So you went to LA for that. So obviously it makes sense why you didn't do anything for St. Patty's Day. Because that'd be super inappropriate. Or that might be super Irish. I don't even know if like people like in Ireland, that's like a thing. You know, like
right. Yeah, who knows?
All right, man. But I don't know if there's much in the news, but we definitely obviously have a few topics to discuss. I think off rip, just so you know what I have planned, I wanted to get your thoughts if you were in my shoes, because obviously you went to the Drake show. For the Drake concert you went to in the Bay, remind me, that's when 21 Savage was the opening act, right? Oh, it was Drake and 21 Savage tour, right?
Yeah, the tour. Yep.
Okay, so for me, this was meant to be when I got these tickets, it's the Big For What tour, but it was made clear from the beginning when I got these tickets that J. Cole was only doing selective venues, right? He wasn't doing all of it because I guess he has his own little rollout that he's doing right now. So he was never coming to Miami. So the person that was going to be on the thing kept changing though over time. So it was going to be Drake by himself, then Drake and Lil Durk, and then now it's literally a joint concert of Drake and Lil Wayne. So if it was you, how excited would you be for that version opposed to the version of Drake and 21 Savage that you went to, like prior?
I would be infinitely more excited for the Wayne combo. Because I mean, that's like the original duo. 21 Savage, great artist, like when you're listening to him outside of the context of a concert, but he just didn't have the energy for like he just doesn't strike me as a performer. Like it is what it is. Lil Wayne, on the other hand, I'm sure would crush it. I think I saw him live once for Rolling Loud. Forget if that was the one with you. But I would, be way more excited for the Wayne Drake situation.
Yeah, dude. Because so this is I'm a little bit again. I'm excited. First of all, the tickets are free, so complaining is not happening. It was just more like I don't know what emotions to truly feel because I'm like, now that it's Drake and Lil Wayne, I'm like, am I now? Because I really just wanted like a full Drake show for like 2 to 3 hours, bro. You know what I mean? Just like, bro, my first time seeing you, play me the bangers, play me the new shit. But now I'm like, damn, is that gonna get cut in half for like Lil Wayne, who we both said like, all right, he's not washed, but maybe like washed adjacent. You know what I mean? Like it just feels sometimes recently like it's not hitting as hard. And then some interviews, bro, he looks like super fucked up, you know, just like whatever drugs he's on. So I'm like, you know what I mean? Like this isn't us going to a 2014 show. This is 2024, where I don't really know what kind of energy Lil Wayne even has, but obviously excited. There'll be some bangers, which we can all relate to. And obviously I'll probably add to like the wedding playlist. But yeah, I was a little different though. I could lie, because I'm like, oh man, this might become now like a half and half show. And I really didn't want to like share that. You know, again, my first Drake show ever. I was like, bro, cool. Give me 3 hours of Drake and I'll go home happy kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if it's being positioned as a Drake and Wayne versus Drake featuring Wayne, then I feel like it is going to be like more of like a 50-50 split. But after seeing 21 Savage, I'm like, no matter how many drugs Lil Wayne's on it, it's gotta be better.
It's gonna be better.
Yeah, 21 Savage just didn't bring the energy. I mean, he's like a mellow dude, I get it, but it was disappointing.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. Yeah, like I said, first time ever seeing Drake. I think same, dude. I think I've never seen Lil Wayne before in concert. Maybe we saw him together at Rolling Loud. Like, dude, there's always so many acts at those things. You kind of lose count of like who you've actually seen over time. So I wanted to, so because of that topic, I wanted to ask you, who is left on your bucket list of like, and not festival, like, what's like the like on your list of like, all right, man, I hope I have the opportunity to go pay and watch this artist at least one more time. Like, who's on that list right now?
And someone I've never seen perform.
It could be someone never. Yeah, let's start there. And then if not, then who do you want to see like one more time?
I would say Jay-Z. That one's just kind of a no-brainer. Like, he's a GOAT. Obviously, as time passes, he's less and less likely to perform or go on tour or do anything. He's just really gonna only do it if he feels like it at this point, because he's so rich.
Yeah.
He's someone I definitely feel like I have to see. That's someone who comes to mind immediately. I would also love to see, speaking of Shine, Buddy, who I've never seen live. He strikes me as someone who would be a solid performer.
So, yeah, like take it serious enough, but still have fun with it.
Yeah, like a true musician, essentially. Yeah. Who's not gonna let the backtrack do everything and have like 30 homies on stage just do all the work for him.
Bro, I think I told you this. We were already definitely friends because I was with someone else, but it was 2017 or 2018 going into 2019. And bro, I went to a New Year's Eve party in Miami Beach, bro. And dude, he was the act at this like small ass lounge. Like they hired Buddy to fly in and like perform. And I didn't know any of his bangers, so I was like, oh, this is cool. Like he sounds nice, but bro, like, as if like, yo, you and I were like 2 feet away from him. Like he was right there. And I was like, bro, what is
damn?
And then once I like saw like the Instagram post, I was like, oh wow, this guy has like 2 million followers. So I was like, or whatever. You know, like it was clear he was very famous for like a very small venue. So but even then I don't even remember enough. But yeah, it was interesting. Yo, Buddy's a good one. Okay, so Jay-Z for you. You've never seen Jay-Z, right?
Nope.
Okay, so Jay-Z's a good one. Bro, for me, honestly, dude, like, I think it would be Kanye. Like, and only because I say that because I did see Kanye with Jay-Z for the Watch the Throne. I did see Kanye for the Life of Pablo. But I don't know, man. There's like something about like this current moment of me, like where I am with like music and stuff, and how much like I love it, and how much I've grown into like, you know, the way my ears listen to shit now since 2016. I would say that the only real concert I feel like I'd ever pay for would be a Kanye West. I don't really see myself being moved to like pay for one specific artist besides him right now. Like like everything else, either we've seen or like we go to these festivals and everyone's on the fucking act to like, bro, like who else really is there to see? And then to our point earlier, like who else is really coming out with music? Like, again, I would see a Gunna show. If he was in Miami, I would definitely do that. But besides those two, bro, that's like the only two people I can see myself putting money down to go see. Because everyone else, I feel like, even with Travis, bro, I was like, bro, it is what it is, bro. Like, you're not going to move me more than you did in the past already.
Yeah, no, Gunna's definitely another great one that I think I would as well. A lot of the other acts that I do like, I pretty much have seen all I could possibly see, like whether it's, like you said, Travis,
right,
Post Malone, like all these guys I've seen multiple times. And even if they have new albums, like I'm pretty much only going to go if it's happens to be the most convenient.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. No, same. Yeah. It was interesting, bro. Cause I was excited for the show and even like getting ready, like getting the idea of like, oh, I have a concert on Saturday. It's like, bro, I haven't even said those words in so long. Cause it's like, bro, why would I go to a concert, bro? Like I've seen these people already, like, or I just watch the shit online or something. So,
right.
But I'm excited. I'll have a full recap. Dude, we have fire seats, bro. Like fire seats. So I'm excited. Nice. Hopefully the what I'm expecting lives up to that. But regardless, it's free. So there'll be no complaining from me regardless. Cool. So St. Patty's Day. All right, so we can stay on the topic of Kanye then. So Kanye and Ty Dolla $ign were on Big Boy TV. Famous LA radio scene guy. Right? He's based in LA, right? Big Boy?
Yeah.
Okay, so
based in LA.
Hour and a half interview. Some kind of controversial topics. We'll get into some of the things that Kanye said that stood out on all the different blog posts on Instagram and TikTok. But what were your thoughts on the interview itself? And I'll be honest, I only saw the first hour. I didn't finish it because at some point I'm like, bro, this guy seems like he's fucking complaining. But like, what were your thoughts on the interview?
I mean, you definitely saw more than me. I pretty much only saw the viral snippets. It's something that I just couldn't get through. And if I had it playing in the background, I wouldn't really listen to anything more important than what the other media outlets did the dirty work of doing. But
sure.
In any case, I think he definitely seemed like he was in a relatively good headspace, at least versus before. And it doesn't seem like any viral, anti-Semitic stuff.
No, none of that stuff. No, that's
which is good.
Yeah. I would say for me, dude, what stood out, and I'll give you more context. So it's a full hour and a half. I would say the hour I saw was, dude, if you had to break down and give it it was 50 minutes out of the hour of Kanye speaking, 7.5 minutes of Big Boy speaking, and then 2.5 minutes of Ty Dolla $ign speaking. But even in those limited minutes of Ty speaking, I think the general theme for the most part was like, this guy's a genius, like to Ty Dolla $ign. So like Kanye and Big Boy giving him like all his flowers, which was dope to see. Like Kanye was talking about how like, man, like I've worked with a ton of people, but he's the first one who I actually like want to work with because he's so like, I give him an idea and he comes back with a finished product, which is like never happens for him. So that was cool just for him to like get the accolades from like in the public with obviously Kanye doing it. So that was cool. But bro, man, like for the most part, nothing controversial. We'll go to like the 20-year thing in a second. But dude, he kept going into like, he just sounds bitter, bro. Like he kept talking about like contracts. And he's like, now that I can understand contracts, like I'm gonna help other artists. And I'm like, bro, you're Kanye West, bro. Like, what do you mean now that you understand contracts, right? Like I think Flagrant or someone mentioned before is like, bro, you've owned record labels, bro. Like you were allegedly a billionaire at one point. Like, what do you mean you're now understanding contracts? And I feel like all his bitterness is like these contracts and these platforms, just like they put all this wording in contract lingo that you don't understand. It's like, bro, that's on you, dude. Like, I know it just felt weird to like feel pity for someone who's like, that's ignorance from you, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I can't feel bad for a gazillionaire who's like, oh yeah, I didn't read that though. It's like, bro, that's on you. Because dude,
Right.
I'll tell you, there was like a 20, like I had to stop the interview because I was like, bro, like I've heard this rant before, and like, how are we still here, kind of a
Right.
thing. So that was like odd to me.
That's strange to me because you would expect that from an up and coming artist.
A broke up and
Right.
coming artist, but you're Kanye
Yeah.
West.
Who's been in the game maybe a year at most, maybe even a few years, but someone who hasn't been so accomplished to where they have so much money and in skin in the game to where they'd want to know what the fuck is going on. So I'm like, you can't convince me that you haven't worked with lawyers and wanted to protect or have grown to see your value, and now all of a sudden you're acting like you haven't read any of this shit. And maybe it's true, which makes it even dumber. That's weird.
Like it looks poor on him. You know what I mean? Like it was like,
right.
I feel like the idea of like you want us to feel bad for you, like rally behind you because now you understand. It's like, bro, you're almost 50 years old. Like I don't know, like you don't get a fucking prize for this. So it was weird for him to go on about that, about like, oh, we're finally #1. It's like, bro, you've been #1 before. Like again, I understand. Like my thing was like, the interview was dope because it's just cool to hear from him, like you said, in a more calm state, right? He's not erratic. It's not wild shit where you're like, bro, I don't feel comfortable listening to this, right? But it was still odd to me. It's like, bro, like, you're not the underdog, bro. Like, you're not. And maybe I'm crazy for looking at it that way because, like, I know he went the independent route, but, like, bro, like, you're not an independent artist, even though you may be, like, an independent label at this point in your career. Bro, but, like, there's 25 years of Kanye West that there's no way that you don't get treated the same as an independent artist, bro. You're not like some New Music Friday on Spotify. It's like, oh my God, have you heard this? Like, bro, like we know you, dog. Like there's lines to see you. So like that whole perspective of like, yo, we're beating the system. I'm like, all right, I get it, but not really, bro. Like that was my take. I'm like, dude, like I hear you. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for Ty, 100%. But it's like, dog, like I'm not getting behind this whole like, yo, I'm the underdog, I'm finally on top. It's like, bro, you've been on top and then you kind of lost your shit and now you're getting it back on your own. Good for you. But like this whole like narrative of like, bro, I'm like, bro, this is kind of like, some of this feels like pretty self-inflicted, which I don't think that ever comes through from him.
Yeah. I think it kind of goes back to him always needing some sort of enemy to rally against. Because if shit's going too good, then it's almost like he becomes a boring artist. Like people treat him like it's some never-ending David and Goliath type situation.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's some truth to everything he's saying. I think he just exaggerates a lot of what he's saying.
Bro, he was saying a point that he hit on a lot in that first hour was like, he said his career has never been the same since the VMAs and him storming the stage about Taylor Swift. He said like his career he's never had a #1 hit until this album. And I'm like, okay, maybe the #1 thing, bro, but bro, you were still the biggest thing in music, bro. Like, you know what I mean? I think just you know, streaming and buying songs were different back then, so maybe it wasn't as like crazy, but bro, like the Taylor Swift thing was what, bro, like 10 years ago? 14 years ago, like something like that, bro. Like, come on, over those dude, you dropped My Dark Twisted Fantasy, which we all say is the greatest album in the last, like, come on, like that's my, like the narrative just changes, and again, it gets so exaggerated that you're like, bro, like we were around, bro. Like you can't lie to us. Like I don't know if he's like trying to lie to kids who like don't know the backstory, but I'm like, dude, if you're at least 23 and older, like, bro, you know enough that you're like, bro, calm down a little bit. That's not really how things went down, at least not in public.
But then artists also will go ahead and say like the numbers don't matter, Grammys don't matter, and this and that. But then it seems like they'll go around and backtrack and strive to get a Grammy or #1 and do it their way. And if they don't get it, they're like, see, the machine, you know, hates us. And as soon as they do make it happen, all of a sudden numbers and those accolades do matter. So I never really can relate to these like constantly changing sentiments, or I should say it's hard to care when they seemingly care about different things depending on their mood.
Yeah, and dude, who has more moods than him, right? So yeah, no, for sure. Well, I think the biggest thing that came out as far as headlines was that Kanye said in like the first 40 minutes that he's responsible for all the different types of genres in the last 20 years. So your thoughts to like that type of comment?
It's a wild statement. Wild reading it, wild hearing it again. I think there's truth to him, like obviously influencing the Travises and Cuddies and auto tune and all that stuff. But like to suggest like you invented all these genres and like everyone just sheepishly followed you and created the same exact music and all that is pretty crazy, because then you can go and say, well, XYZ, like if this person didn't
Beethoven made this
exist,
shit.
that's their genre. Yeah, like if this person influenced Kanye, then that person allegedly is now the true creator of all the genres that Kanye allegedly created. So again, taking the truth and bending that shit till that motherfucker's about to snap.
Yeah. Which again is probably like our Kardashian tactic that he learned, as far as like just like, you know, the attention being currency, right? Like again, like we're talking about it out of an hour and a half long interview where there's a bunch of other shit. That's like the only true headline that came out of that, right? So I think just like you said, like it's there's some truth to it, because we've all said, I think Drake would say this, right? Like these guys were influenced by Kanye. But to say that he created all these different types of genre in the music is like, bro, come on, stop. Again, even the auto-tune thing, bro. Like, again, that might be a comment to like a young kid today who like maybe their first ever time hearing it was 808 and Heartbreaks, but like, bro, we were around for fucking T-Pain. We were around for Jay-Z saying the death of auto-tune until Kanye perfected it. Like, bro, like, so I'm like, dude, like, stop changing history, bro. Especially for people who like were around. That's why I'm just like, dog, like, I want to support you, and I do support you. There'll be plenty of Kanye at my wedding, but it's just odd when it's like, bro, like, we know this isn't accurate, bro. So it's like, chill a little bit. That's how I feel. Like, again, it's cool to hear him talking again, bro. He was talking shit, like, fuck, like, it was like he said some funny things at times, but it's also like, bro, like, it sucks that I have to get this wild version of you to get the music I like from you. But I guess it just is what it is. But yeah, most of that fucking interview, bro, I was like, man, this guy is really trying to just change history on us like we weren't here, bro. Like, we didn't witness other things happening at the same time.
Yeah. To me, he sounds like a live YouTube title generator. Like we could sit here and say, you know, when we create titles, we could say, okay, Kanye influenced Cuddy, and no one's gonna click on it because it's the most obvious fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
But if you say, you know, Cuddy like was ejected from Kanye's womb and his whole existence is because of Kanye or some shit, then everyone's gonna click on it, get more views. People are gonna be like, what? That's a wild statement. You know, you're going too far, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like that's basically what it's.
Yeah. Why Young Thug would be nothing without Kanye West being born.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. Exactly. Like that's basically all he's doing.
That is what the title will be for episode 171, by the way. Like,
we should do that.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I feel you. Yeah, it's just again, you love him. But again, I would say the summary of that interview, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I would say check it out, because Big Boy does a really good job of asking some pretty. Dude, like, this is my thing with like sometimes those settings, bro. Again, great interview. I highly recommend watching it if you have the time. It is, again, it's an hour and a half. But dude, when they interview with people who they're clearly like best friends with, bro, there was zero pushback from Big Boy on anything he said. Like, it was like, yeah, you're right, bro. Talk your shit. It was like, dog, like, you were there, bro. Like, you know that didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, exactly. No, I did hear that even in the clips I saw. There's a Big Boy going, just agreeing with everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I don't believe in God anymore. He's like, yeah, you shouldn't, bro. I'm like, bro, what? Like, what?
Yeah, that's my issue with a lot of these guys. Even like just the different media outlets and how they, when I hear them talking about certain artists, like they might slightly critique them, but they'll never go as hard on other artists who they don't really have a relationship with.
Bro, so that's a great point, man. And I think obviously the music podcast scene has been oversaturated for years now, right? So the similar thing is happening in sports, where like every sports athlete has a podcast now, right? So the shock value was cool initially because these guys are retired, bro. So they can say whatever the fuck they want about current players and there's no repercussions. But now all these current stars who are currently in the NBA have a podcast and they're getting sick guests, bro, because again, it's LeBron James, it's whoever. Like, but bro, like if you're currently in the NBA, you really can't say shit about other players, right? Like no one's truly saying shit. So it's like, it's similar like that, bro. It's like, yeah, you're interviewing these great guys, but like, bro, like you're not pushing back on anything. You may say, oh, I would have gone about that a different way. But bro, you're not saying shit. Right. So like, it's tough to like, again, I do think the strong will survive and, you know, God willing, we're one of the strong ones, but like, there's just so much shit to choose from. But it's, again, not that there should be a bashing session, but I feel like sometimes the people you want to go to for like authentic reactions, we don't get it. It's just like, yeah, no, they were trying a different sound this year. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? You can say it wasn't good or something, you know, like, right. Or explain why it wasn't up to your standards or something.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And it's weird because, you know, they'll value certain media outlet opinions over others. And obviously they'll play favorites. Like if they get a good review from someone, then all of a sudden they're buddy. And then if there's even the slightest critique, it's the end of the world. You're a hater. You're an old head. You don't understand the younger generation and shit. And it's all subjective at the end of the day. But it seems like you're not allowed to critique anything. But I also think there's a lot of people who don't elaborate on why they like or don't like something. It's just like either trash or a classic. And then there's no explanation. There's no in between. There's no explanation why. So I get why some of these people get pissed off with online reactions, because people just want to react. Like they don't even care to let it soak in.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's why I think, at least for us, I think we've even like, hey, bro, I actually don't want to give a review yet because we haven't heard it. Or something, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we try to do that at least, like respect. Or if we say it's trash, we'll say, hey, like, I don't appreciate these beat changes because I think he's just trying to copy whatever. But yeah, man, that's like my only critique right now of some of these. Again, the thing is, only a big boy right now could really get a Kanye interview, right? So like, you want to listen to him, you want it, but it's like, bro, like, I wish it was someone who would like the dude, who's that guy who's boys with Elon? The Lex
Friedman?
Yeah, dude, like the way he pushed back, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's a very good conversation, but he's like, man, I'm gonna disagree with that, and here's why, as opposed to do your thing, bro. Like, yeah, I feel like there should be some kind of, because that's what makes it authentic, bro. Like, I feel back, like, again, I love that anyone can have a conversation now. It can be recorded. We're doing that literal thing right now. But you also want to have a moment of realizing this isn't just like two people just having a conversation, right? Like, I want the interview to feel like a true interview. There's like investigation reporting. You're pushing back on things that don't make sense. Like right now, I feel like it's always like buddy. And it's like, I don't know, bro. I feel like there's too much of that. At some point, you want someone to kind of push back on you.
For sure. And I think Charlemagne and academics in particular, obviously not always, but I think they do try to be objective.
Charlemagne's great at that, yeah.
Yeah. If anything, Charlemagne sometimes goes overboard.
Remember the Safari freestyle? How like Safari rapped his ass off and he's like, nah, that ain't it, dog.
Yeah. But that's why people respect Charlemagne. And I think, you know, if saying it that way as opposed to like you're absolute trash, like kill yourself, your career is over, like that's what people on the internet do anonymously.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, check it out. Always cool to hear from Ye. And again, I'm glad that Ty got his flowers. Do you want to do 4 Bats? Is that his name?
Yeah.
4 Bats?
Yep.
Let's do that one.
Yep.
So 4 Bats had a banger known all over the world. I wish I knew the name by heart, but that's on me.
Is it Date at 8?
Date at 8. There you go. So Date at 8 came out like probably towards the end of last year. Banger all over TikTok, all over social media, did crazy numbers. Visuals were fire. And then we finally got the Drake remix. I think at some point in the past, we assumed at some point Drake was going to jump on this, but got the Drake remix. I think people were really impressed by the Drake record. But I think there's a lot now conversation about the fact, like, how is this nobody of an artist, you know, getting so many eyes quickly and then getting a Drake cosign, right? So what are your thoughts on like him as an artist and then like the notion that he might be what a lot of people consider like an industry plant? Which that definition obviously keeps changing over constantly.
Yeah. My first impressions of him, I wasn't super blown away. I think it's just because I'm accustomed to like hearing so much of this alternative R&B, and it seems like Drake always latches onto this like type of sound, which was never my cup of tea, but I didn't think it was bad by any means, or wasn't like, oh wow, why does Drake like this? It made sense to me. I think more so I'm like, how did Drake hop onto this? And I never really had heard of him before him, and I'm like, maybe it's just my fault for not being tapped in as much. But just like everyone else, I was confused how this all took place, because usually it seems like an artist already has a little bit of momentum prior to it. And when I went to his profile, like it seemed like he was playing
on Spotify
the whole,
or
like,
Instagram.
Spotify.
Okay.
There's only like 4 songs up there. It seemed like he was playing the whole mysterious, you know, identity angle. So in my mind, I'm like, this feels curated, but I'm also biased because I'm basing that on what the internet is already saying.
Sure. Yeah, my thing is like the idea of Drake hopping on this, like similar to you, like doesn't surprise me, right? I think he's done this multiple times, right? I think was it that guy that has going up on a Tuesday, I Am Macon.
I love McConan.
Yeah, so him, dude, that came out of nowhere, bro. Like you can say that guy had it. Again, I actually like that artist because he had a bunch of like other really good songs that EP, but like he came out of nowhere as well. So for Drake to hop on that was like crazy. Young Blue, right? That song that he hopped on that Drake just out of nowhere. We're like, oh, I guess we have to respect this artist now. So I don't know, man. The idea of Drake hopping on a nobody artist, that doesn't surprise me. And bro, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people love that fucking Date at 8 song, bro. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of one-hit wonders in the world, right? Like, so why can't this guy just be it, right? Because bro, like, not for nothing, bro. As far as a hit, I mean, dude, that song was on every single. Dude, I'm really tapped into like different DJ set lists, bro. I would say the last 2.5 months, like, there's not a set list that's like hip hop or R&B that you're not hearing that song. You know?
Okay.
So Lex did the same thing. So like that song was around, bro. It's not just like a TikTok, like, yo, like stop fucking spamming me. Like people are truly fucking with him. So yeah, again, he might be an industry plant, but like, I don't know, bro. I feel like there would be way more attention to him on like a way bigger scale if that was the case, right? Because I don't know, the idea of like planting someone that's still somewhat unknown, you know what I mean? I feel like if they plant them, they're trying to like, yo, I want everyone's eyes here. And I don't feel like that really happened. It was just like, it felt organic. Like it felt that way. Again, I could be crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think just generally speaking, people are so quick to call everyone an industry plant, but in this case, it was the first time I had seen like other major outlets question it or
also
discuss it.
Yeah,
so I'm like, yeah. So it naturally just kind of made me think, okay, well, maybe there's some validity to it, but at the end of the day, I feel like in this particular case, since Drake signed him as well, and Drake's kind of
he signed to OVO now.
Yeah, he signed to OVO.
Oh wow, I didn't know that part. Nice.
And I feel like Drake is so big at this point that people are kind of look at him like a corporate machine in a way.
Yeah.
So, and he doesn't have the best track record with like the OVO camp, I guess, in terms of having like a mega star on the roster. So I don't know. I think people
we've had that conversation before. I think it's maybe the track record isn't like a Jay-Z who like Rihanna became a fucking billionaire. But like, I think we've spoken about like, bro, like it doesn't seem like anyone in OVO is complaining. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like they like to have their little niche. Dude, I think we had that when we had like $ bars. I'm like, do they all have their like 10,000 fans or whatever that are diehard, right? That like,
Yeah.
Bro, because again, I don't think Preem or Party or Popcon or Majid Jordan, like none of these guys seem to be unhappy with their situation.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe with the TikTok era, people are just kind of under the assumption that there's only like two places to grow organically, and if we haven't seen a bunch of TikToks about you that you know, or as viral as Ice Spice or whatever, then we just assume there's something happening behind the scenes. But I saw some article claiming that, and this is what kind of pisses me off, but they, I guess, addressed the fact that he had a bunch of promo posts on Instagram pages. I'm sure you've seen them before from other artists, like, is blah 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 the hottest new rapper out of Dallas?
Academics,
and it shows them like rapping on the street. Yeah. Academics does it all the time. And I'm like, bro, this is fucking advertising. Like, you idiots act like dudes are just gonna limit it to handing out CDs at fucking Six Flags or some shit.
Or the 3 people they asked to repost your shit. It's like, bro, like, that's not realistic, bro. Like, at all. Yeah, no, at all.
Yeah. So these younger kids, I don't know, they want to, I guess, feel cool and like they're not a part of this bigger corporate industry plot to make them like this instead of that. But at the end of the day, like, pretty much all of your favorite artists, except for a rare few, like, blew up overnight because you know, they happen to pop up on this person's algorithm, or they happen to fucking go to this coffee shop and run into their favorite artist. Like, that doesn't really happen.
No, not at all, dude. Especially now, because it's just, dude, our eyeballs could be everywhere. So yeah, you just have to be smart about the marketing dollars, which obviously, you know, from the stuff you're trying to do for Play Anthony Project. Question for you, just speaking about Plant. I know we brought this up before, but just for newer listeners and viewers, in 2024, do you feel now that Post was more of an industry plant or someone whose music taste just evolved and this is just the version of him that we get now?
Like, do I think that, you're talking about Post Malone, right?
Yeah.
Do I think the current Post Malone is who he always was and everything else is like a planted gimmick type thing?
Correct.
I would say personally, I think he always was who he was, and he evolved. I think he just knew that was more appealing. And I think he got to a point, you know, just like any other industry, where you're like, now I want to make this shit I actually want to make, like, even if I know it's not going to be as popular. Like someone doing a bunch of, I don't know, more commercial movies, and they're like, well, now I can fucking just make my weird ass indie films, and if it flops, who cares? Like, but I needed to do this more mainstream stuff to get to that point.
You know what's wild, like saying it out loud and trying to think it through, is that we would never have that notion for like a Yachty who like has taken some risks now because he's black, right? But with Post, like, you come in white with the braids talking about White Iverson. You know what I mean? That just feels like, bro, you better love that if we're gonna give you a pass on some of the shit that sounds wild, which is not wild, but it's wild. If, you know, the idea of like the guy who came out with White Iverson 13 years later, or not even 6 years later, and it's like there's no hip hop residue whatsoever now. You know what I mean? It's just odd. But no, you're right. I think he was always that just, maybe he had like, I don't know what culture he grew up in Austin, Texas or whatever, but yeah, it just, in hindsight, it just feels odd at times, you know, like, I remember going to like do one of his first shows. He still did the guitar stuff, right? Like, he had a solo, like, this is not out of nowhere. I think that was always him. I just wonder at times, is the other stuff also him, or just things that, whatever, whoever was like the machine behind it? Because he definitely had a machine behind him. I think that was proven with the whole fucking Rockstar song going #1 because of like the YouTube things that didn't really exist.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if I feel like there's enough smoke there that makes me at least ponder. Again, I still love Post, and I love the run he had, and the emotions we felt when we heard him and shit. But I don't know, man. At times I'm like, damn, you came in with this whole White Iverson shit. And now you're at fucking whatever that fucking chain, Canes in fucking cowboy boots and never. You know what I mean? It just feels like, dog. Like if you told me you were hip hop, like. If I told an alien, hey, these are the same people, I play them like a 2016 track and a fucking current track, they're like, you're fucking insane. I'm like, no, it's the same person.
Yeah. No, I definitely see why people would think that. For me personally, since he always did play the guitar and have elements of that in his older music, and he was like doing, that viral video of him, he's like in damn near booty shorts, like doing some super weird, like 80s sounding song. It looked like a class project, whatever he was doing.
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like he's always been like a weird character and just was maybe trying to leverage something to get on, but always was still having fun with it. And I think the hip hop thing, like the White Iverson idea, he's just like, oh, it would be cool if I had braids and like just rock gold teeth and did this thing. I feel like he's always been kind of like quirky in that way. But then he realized, like, the mainstream hip hop shit gets kind of stale after a while. I
think, dude, that's a great analogy. The whole like movie thing, right? Like, yeah, like, yo, dude, I'm gonna make these corny rom-coms, or I'll make a bunch of Marvel movies to get my bread up, but then I'm gonna go the indie route, which is the indie route I always wanted. I get that. That makes sense. I just think, again, it's just. Because music, especially hip hop, feels so close to the soul, like you never want to think that someone kind of like used us, Like that's where like it kind of feels dirty. It's like, bro, this guy like played us, dog. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, and it's funny, similar to what you mentioned about Yachty. Like if Ice Cube goes on to make movies or what have you, we're like, get your bread. Like,
yeah, we don't say sell out.
Yeah. But it definitely has a different feeling to it when it's like a Post Malone or something, because they're not really doing a whole lot to add to the. I mean, on a personal level, yeah, like I enjoy his music, but like in the grand scheme of things, did he really move the culture like anywhere? Probably not.
Yeah. I know he still makes like those like type of like hip hoppy songs where he has like the features still. Like I know he's still doing that. Yeah, I don't know, man, but because like his overall persona is so far from what it was those first two albums, I know sometimes I don't know. Even now, I still pause, like, because dude, we've been talking about for the last 2 years, like, how much do we even like his new music? And I wonder, do I not like the music, or is the music still good? And I'm just like, I don't know if I fuck with you anymore, bro. Like, I don't know, like, like honestly, like, I know I was just thinking about this, because I think a couple songs came on. I was trying to figure out the playlist, and I was like, I don't know, bro. Like, he kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And again, he's done nothing wrong. It's just the idea of like he came in with like all these hip hop cosigns and like was about it, and then it felt like the moment he got on, he was like, all right, cool, I can finally be who the fuck I want to be. And it's like, it's tough though, bro, because if it was like if he was a young becoming black artist, we would destroy him if it felt that he wasn't being real, like, because we wouldn't believe the shit you're saying. So it kind of feels like the shit he was saying wasn't accurate. You were just saying it to say it to get the eyeballs on you in the first place. So like, yeah, it just feels kind of like we got used in a way. Again, maybe just me.
I mean, based on, I feel like a lot of his fans, like you and I, feel the same. I feel like it's more so the music just doesn't hit the same, because I feel like people still love him as like a person. And
yeah, dude, what's not to love, bro? Like cool. He seems to be super nice every time you see fans. Remember that fucking fan called him a bitch, and he was still like, what did I do? Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like COVID for the industry in general kind of was a weird transitionary period.
Oh, dude, but COVID's when he went all into this whole, like, this is like, dude, when he came out in the Nirvana dress, that was the moment, bro. There's no going back, bro, because he tried to come back with the whole, like, the Roddy Ricch song and a couple things, and we were like, nah, dog, I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Honestly, I think it just trap is like that kind of trap was just gone out of style. I feel like, and it just coincided with what he like actually kind of wants to do, which is his rock stuff. But I feel like everyone kind of has to pivot and would if they could. But I just feel like a lot of the rappers don't have the versatility to actually do it.
100%, bro. Yeah, you get to come out with a version of like an indie pop rock album and people would love it. So you're right, 100%. But yeah, at times with him though, I do feel like a little bit like, I don't know this guy anymore, which is crazy, bro. Because I think there was a stretch there, like this mother had any kind of performance. I'm like, yo, should we go? Should we go? You know what I mean? Like obsessed with fucking seeing him. But again, shout out to Post Malone, and shout out to Four Bats as well. Before we get out of here, any thoughts on the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight? I think it's going to be a few months away. It's actually going to be on Netflix live. So that's going to be sick eyeball wise. But your thoughts on a 26 or 27-year-old Jake Paul going up against a 58-year-old Mike Tyson?
Obviously, a ton of money involved. I just think it's crazy in a dope way that a random YouTuber from way back when, who I'd never really paid attention to, but apparently was popular on the internet, is now fighting what some people think is the greatest or most exciting boxer of all time. Terrifying man. It seems like everybody's terrified of this dude. So to see Jake Paul, a lot of people who just like honestly just look at it as like a corny white kid on the internet and talk shit.
Tough kid.
Yeah. I'm still impressed that he's
getting in the ring,
far, whether or not it's staged. Yeah,
the stage part is, I don't know, dude. My thing is like, I don't know, man. Money talks, bro. You would hope it's not staged because you would think like, who wants to lose to a YouTuber kind of a thing. That Nate Robinson shit was definitely not staged because Nate Robinson was nobody. So it's like, when you think like, that shit was definitely not staged. Are you impressed if Jake wins? Like, who do you think's favorite? Like, from your point of, like, your vantage point, not knowing anything about boxing, like, who do you think's gonna win?
I feel like, assuming it's not staged, right?
Assuming this is a legit one-on-one, mano-a-mano boxing match.
I feel like Tyson. I mean, based on the recent videos I've seen of him, like just training or stuff, casually, hitting or with his trainer. It looked like he was clearly still intimidating and strong enough to knock somebody the fuck out. So for me, by that logic, like, and just knowing the beast he is, I'm like, he should win. Even if he doesn't knock Jake Paul out, I'm like, he seems like a clear favorite to me.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, man. I feel like the age is what's throwing me off, though. Like, at some point, you're just also like old, bro. Like, that's like, so like, that's my thing. Like, I don't know if he can take a punch, right? If Jake catches him in the ribs, like, is something gonna happen? I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like Jake's in like the win-win situation. Like, if he loses, it's like it's Mike Tyson, and if he wins, it's like, bro, you fucking beat the fucking GOAT or whatever, bro. I don't know, man. It's just odd. Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure. I think this probably is gonna be the most well televised one because, again, it's just on Netflix. I know the bag for them individually has to be insane, so I get why Tyson will come out of whatever retirement or shit he's in to do it. Because, like, dude, why turn down 30, 40, 50 million dollars? It might be even more than that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's favorite, dude. Like, I don't even know. I don't think Tyson. If I was betting on it, I think I would bet on Jake, dude. Because, again, not that he's some fucking phenomenal boxer, but he has at least been fighting properly for the last 2 years, 3 years. So I don't know, man. Yeah, again, it's weird because you would think, off the bat, it has to be Mike. But, bro, he's fucking almost 60, bro. Like just, I don't know. Yeah. This is like almost abuse at some point. But, I don't know. We'll see. But it will be a good fight. Hopefully, I don't know when that fight is, but hopefully it's soon. So, I think that would be actually a really good fight to, like, link up with people to watch and shit. So,
for sure.
All right, bro. Anything else before we get out of here?
Nope.
Went through the rundown, everything. Yeah. All right, pretty good. Awesome, my G. Well, again, welcome back. Glad the trip to LA was good for a lot of people. So happy for that, bro. All right, before we get out of here, though, episode 171, Heat of the Week. What is a song that you were bumping last week that the people should know about?
Honestly, it was a pretty dry music week for me personally. But what I really did like was the song that you actually sent me, which was Piritu by H-How.
Oh, very good. Yeah. That was very good. I'll add that shit right now.
Yeah, that song, I somehow missed it when I was peeping the album. I need to give it a proper listen. I kind of just glanced through it.
Oh, dude, that was a full album? Oh, I gotta listen to this shit, bro. Oh, this just came out last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I'm fucking up.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm about to download that bitch right now. Good you know what's funny,
I fucked
dude?
up.
No, go ahead. Finish your point. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just gonna say I fucked up because I knew the album came out and I didn't give it.
You still were like, oh, what the fuck is this? Yo, you know what's crazy, dude? Is that I was thinking, when I sent you that song, I was thinking, like, bro, that's an artist who you and I are obsessed and have had moments in our lifetime where we're like literally playing his one song over and over and over and over and over again. And if you asked me to fucking name that artist, I would have been like, huh, what is his name? Bro, so when you said H-How, I was like, yes, that's the guy. Because like, bro, I'm telling you, I couldn't fucking, like, I was like, I didn't even know his fucking name, bro. That's wild.
I think it's just, with excess music, like, it's hard to keep track of everybody. It's not, bro. Longer are the days where it's just like the 4 or 5 people you listen to consistently. It's like a new fucking person every 2 minutes.
And I don't know which is better, right? So like I just like kind of like chalk it up to like the sign of the times. But yeah, dude, like there's just so many fucking artists. It's just like, oh, that guy, right? Like, dude, I've heard Date at 8 a gazillion times, and it took me now. It's like, oh, that's 4 bats is how you pronounce it. You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's bad actually. This was something I was gonna I forgot to like make a topic, but essentially I was saying nowadays, and I think about this too when I market my own music, it's like, and another reason why I place less emphasis on making like one song go viral is one song isn't enough for someone to make you want to like become a core fan or check out the rest of their catalog. Because when I go through my playlist, half the times, even for Heat of the Week, one week I'll tell you I heard a song and played it 1,000 times. The next week I forgot the person's name. I don't know where they're from. I maybe haven't listened to any of their other music, but I like that one song for the playlist.
Yeah.
So I think that's an issue nowadays. You like, it's like a buffet, but you don't really give a fuck about the individual dishes like that.
Yeah, because you're like, I didn't pay for this. You know what I mean? Like that shit, that direct, that automatic pay comes out of your Spotify and Apple. You're like, whatever, bro. Take your little $12. I got every song ever created and shit. So, yeah, dude. Again, I think Kanye said that. I know you said James Blake made a comment. Dude, I'm telling you, this is like, yeah, like I don't know if we value music less now, but you're right. Yeah, dude. Like I'm telling you, dude. I've listened to High Horse. You know how many times, bro? Like on my own with you, like. And dog, I could not, like, it would take me a while to come with his name. Like, if you're like, yo, I'll give you $1,000 if you name that guy's name. I'd be like, bro, I don't know, man. I know he's from I think he's from El Salvador. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't like, I don't really know anything else, bro. But no, Beat It Through is a good one. It's a great choice. And now that there's an album, I'm definitely gonna peep that tomorrow at the gym, bro. So for me, dude, this is an oldie, but it's a goodie, and I found it. I added it to the playlist for the wedding, bro. Dude, I feel like I actually had this on before in Heat of the Week, but fuck it. If I did, then listen to it twice. The song is called "No Going Back" by Yuno. Do you know Yuno? Y-U-N-O.
Y-U-N-O. Sounds familiar, but no.
Damn, I don't want to play it because I feel like, do you know the rules if you play it for more than like
you can do it as long as it's less than like 10 seconds or something, I think.
Okay. You've definitely heard that beat before.
I can't hear it.
You can't? You couldn't hear it at all?
No.
Oh, shit.
No.
The fuck? What the fuck's my mic doing? What about now?
No.
You can't hear it at all?
No. I want to. Is you take your mics through your headphones?
No.
All right, now I hear something.
No, the mic is. Hold on, dude. If my mic is
whatever
through the
you just did,
headphones-
I heard it.
If my mic is through the headphones, it was through the. It was okay. Cool. I'm about to say this episode's gonna sound fucking terrible if that's the case.
No, whatever you just did with the phone, then I started to hear it. I think yeah.
All right, I'll send it to you.
I can hear it, but I can't make it out. But yeah, I'll listen to it.
But dude, I think you've definitely heard the song. I just sent it to you. You definitely heard the song. It's just, bro, I've heard the song too, but I haven't heard it in entirety, and I'm looking for more like feel-good sing-along songs where we're all sitting down and having dinner and shit. So that was a good one. So no going back, you know. You definitely heard that song before, bro. There's no, again, but probably an artist you didn't know the name of or never heard any other song besides that. But that shit has been like in commercials and stuff.
That's crazy. So I'm listening to it now, but I like doesn't ring a bell at all.
Really interesting. Interesting. Yeah, listen to it. It's a. If you guys are watching or listening on the podcast platforms, dude, it's a fun song, bro. It's just a very fun.
No, it does
sing along song, like a song that like honestly like not an anthem kind of a shit, but like it's very hard to imagine a situation and you hear that and you're not like in a good mood kind of a song.
Yeah,
which is what I'm looking for the wedding, bro. Like, dude, I'm in this weird spot. And again, we can just talk life in the last like second here, but I'm in this weird spot with the wedding where like, dude, I think myself included, like, and people in my side of the family are very aware this is going to be a hard day because like my mom not being there. But I also am trying to make sure that that's not the overwhelming feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this to be like a sad 5 hours of like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, again, there's going to be a moment where like, damn, it sucks, you know? But like, I don't want this to be like a somber moment. Cause like, bro, this is like, should be the best day of my life, right? It's Gina's dream wedding. She didn't dream to have a wedding where her man is sad for 6 hours. Cause you know what I mean? Like, so just like, I want to pay the respects the right way. So that's why like, I'm trying to make sure like the song selections aren't like something of like somberness and like too reflecty. You know what I mean? Like about like heaven and stuff like that. Cause I'm like, bro, like that's also not the mood that I think I'll be able to thrive in to have a good time. So that's why like songs like that are like, all right, cool, man. This is what I need more of shit like this.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm sure your mother wouldn't want you to feel sad on your special day. And that was actually, so when I went to the funeral this weekend, it was, or I wouldn't even necessarily call it a funeral. It was more of like a celebration of life, like gathering meal. So I didn't ask my friend what the dress code was, but I just brought black, like formal clothes.
Okay.
When I pull up looking for parking, I'm seeing a bunch of people pull into what I think might be the house, but I'm seeing like Hawaiian shirts and shorts and shit. I'm like all uncomfortable, burning up in the car. And I'm just like, fuck, I knew I should have asked. Cause my friend he's super like the most casual dude ever. Like he would show up to a job interview in a hoodie. Like that's how casual he is.
Like why not?
But yeah, long story short, we get there and he's like, yeah, we just wanted it to be like more upbeat and a celebration as opposed to like, let's all be sad and depressed. When it should be more of like a celebration of life type thing. So I feel you on the upbeat music and vibe
and like I think like, hey, let's acknowledge it, like it's like elephant in the room, right? But like let's also remember that this is like a celebration, right? Like you're only gonna have this moment once, so let's like enjoy it, right? So so hopefully you guys enjoy that song. Hopefully you enjoy the episode 171 about to wrap up now. I gotta let them know where they can find us, where they can hear us, and let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Catch us at audio-theory.com. New episode every week on all platforms. Also be sure to check out the Spotify and Apple Music Heat of the Week selections on the website as well.
Yes, sir.
If you're on YouTube, we got the merch down below, so copy something. And if you're listening, just head over to the website. You can cop something as well through that. Otherwise, please like, comment, subscribe, share, donate, do what you can to support the pod.
Yeah, donate, bro. I have a wedding to pay for, so that'd be great.
Yeah, 100%. Donate as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Make this so much easier for me. I do love you, man. Be safe, and
Love
we'll
you
talk.
too.
Peace.
Likewise. Peace.